Seniors, something extraordinary has quietly surfaced from a tightly controlled muscle research project, and the reaction inside the room was nothing short of stunned silence. What was meant to be a routine comparison turned into a moment that stopped seasoned scientists in their tracks. A panel of sports nutrition researchers had spent months rigorously testing the most trusted protein sources on the planet. Whey isolates, lean animal proteins, engineered blends, and a wide spectrum of plant-based options were all placed under the microscope to answer one critical question: which protein truly helps adults over 60 rebuild muscle most effectively? What emerged from the data was not just surprising, it was deeply unsettling to long-held assumptions. One category, largely ignored in mainstream nutrition conversations, didn't just perform well, it quietly surpassed everything else. In several muscle recovery and regeneration markers, it outperformed whey protein by margins so large they forced the research team to recheck their instruments. In some cases, the advantage reached levels approaching 500 times greater activity in key recovery pathways. And here is the part that nobody in that room expected. This was not a supplement. It was not a lab-designed powder. It did not come in a tub with a flashy label or a premium price tag. It was a group of simple, everyday grains, foods many people walk past in the grocery store without a second glance, grains that cost about $1. Yet these humble foods activated muscle growth in aging bodies more effectively than some of the most technologically advanced protein formulas ever developed. The researchers discovered that these grains contain a uniquely absorbable amino acid structure. This matters enormously after the age of 60 because the body does not process food the way it once did. Stomach acid naturally declines, digestive enzymes weaken, and protein absorption efficiency drops. Amino acids from meat and whey often pass through without being fully utilized. This is why so many seniors feel full yet weak, heavier yet softer. They eat the same meals they did decades ago, but their muscles no longer receive the signal to rebuild. These grains bypass that entire problem. Their structure allows aging digestive systems to absorb and use the amino acids almost immediately. That is why today's video is so important. Most seniors have been led to believe that muscle growth after 60 requires expensive supplements, punishing workouts, or extreme dietary restrictions. The evidence now shows something very different. Strength, balance, firmer arms and legs, and renewed energy can be rebuilt using simple, affordable foods that cost less than a cup of coffee. So stay with me until the very end, because grain number 2 shocked even the researchers. The data showed it could enhance muscle fiber repair, boost mitochondrial energy production, and stimulate measurable growth in adults well into their 80s. Reference sources for everything shared today are listed in the description below. And before we begin, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from today? Leave a comment. I read every single one because your experiences help shape every video we create. Let's begin with grain number 5, because it is something you have likely eaten your entire life, just never in a way that supported muscle growth. Number 5 is wild rice. Despite its name, wild rice is not rice at all. It is the seed of an aquatic grass native to the lakes and rivers of North America. This botanical difference is not trivial. It dramatically changes how the grain behaves inside your body. Indigenous communities have harvested wild rice for centuries, valuing it as one of the most nourishing foods available. Modern science is now validating what they understood intuitively. Wild rice is considered a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot make on its own. This is extremely rare among plant foods and makes wild rice especially valuable for seniors who want to preserve strength and independence. One cooked cup provides roughly 6.5 grams of high-quality protein, along with a generous amount of fiber. Research confirms that this protein profile supports muscle development, repair, and maintenance. What truly separates wild rice from ordinary grains is its antioxidant capacity. Laboratory analysis shows wild rice delivers up to 30 times more antioxidant activity than white rice. These compounds protect muscle cells from oxidative damage, reduce chronic inflammation that interferes with recovery, and support repair mechanisms that naturally slow with age. Specific phenolic acids, including synapic acid, also help protect against cardiovascular disease and certain cancers while improving blood flow, which is essential for feeding working muscles with oxygen and nutrients. Wild rice is rich in phosphorus and zinc, minerals that strengthen bones and joints. Since muscles anchor directly to bone, stronger bones mean better muscle performance and a lower risk of injury. It is naturally gluten-free, making it ideal for anyone who experiences bloating or discomfort from whey or wheat-based products. It also creates a more alkaline environment in the body, helping neutralize excess acid and calm systemic inflammation. For best results, cook 1 cup of wild rice in 3 cups of water or low-sodium broth. Bring it to a boil, then simmer gently for about 50 minutes until the grains split and become tender but still pleasantly chewy. Use it as a base for nourishing grain bowls, stir it into soups and stews, or enjoy it chilled in salads with lemon and fresh herbs. As impressive as wild rice is, the next grain raises protein quality to an entirely new level. Before we go further, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. Number 4 is Freekeh. This ancient grain has sustained civilizations across the Middle East for thousands of years. Only recently has modern nutrition science begun to appreciate its full power. A comprehensive review published in 2025 revealed that Freekeh offers superior protein digestibility, amino acid balance, and biological value compared to mature wheat and many common grains. Freekeh is harvested while the wheat is still young and green, then roasted. This early harvest preserves nutrients that are lost as grains fully mature. The result is a grain higher in protein, richer in minerals, and more effective for muscle repair. Analysis shows Freekeh contains significantly higher levels of key amino acids such as lysine, methionine, isoleucine, valine, and threonine. These are exactly the amino acids muscles need after activity to repair and grow. Freekeh delivers about 15 grams of protein per 100 grams of dry grain and contains abundant glutamic acid, which supports glutamine production. Glutamine plays a critical role in endurance, recovery, and neuromuscular signaling. Freekeh is also extremely high in fiber, supporting gut health. A healthy microbiome directly improves nutrient absorption and muscle maintenance. With a low glycemic index, Freekeh provides steady energy without blood sugar crashes. Cook it by simmering 1 cup in 2.5 cups of water for about 20 minutes. Use it in salads, grain bowls, or as a hearty base for vegetables and lean proteins. Grain number 3 has been shown in clinical studies to directly improve muscle strength and physical performance. Number 3 is barley. A 2025 study demonstrated that long-term barley consumption significantly improved muscle health, reduced inflammation, and enhanced exercise capacity in aging subjects. Barley is one of the richest sources of beta-glucan, a soluble fiber with powerful effects on muscle metabolism. Clinical trials have shown that beta-glucan supplementation improves grip strength, tricep strength, and upper limb muscle mass. Researchers discovered that beta-glucan activates creatine signaling pathways, enhancing energy storage and muscle resilience. Barley also provides essential minerals like magnesium and selenium that support muscle contraction and recovery. Cook barley slowly until tender and use it in soups, as a rice substitute, or even as a warm breakfast cereal. Its steady energy release makes it ideal for sustained activity. Number 2 is farro. This ancient wheat grain is now recommended by leading medical institutions for its balanced protein and fiber content. Farro is a complete protein and delivers both sustained energy and muscle-building amino acids. 1 serving provides significant protein, fiber, iron, magnesium, and zinc, all essential for muscle function and oxygen delivery. Farro is deeply satisfying, helping control appetite and support healthy body composition. Cook it until tender and enjoy it in salads, soups, or as a creamy risotto-style dish. Now we reach number 1. Number 1 is sorghum. This is the grain every senior should know about. Sorghum delivers exceptionally high protein, including more than enough leucine to trigger muscle protein synthesis. Leucine is the switch that turns on muscle growth, and most plant foods simply do not provide enough. Sorghum does. It is naturally gluten-free, rich in antioxidants, and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Cook it like rice. Batch prepare it for the week, or even pop it like popcorn for a crunchy snack. These 5 grains are among the most powerful tools nature has ever provided for maintaining muscle with age. Unlike powders that stress digestion and kidneys, these whole foods work with your body, not against it. They support muscles, heart, brain, bones, and immunity all at once. Start with just one this week. Replace refined carbohydrates with foods that actively rebuild strength. Your energy will improve, your digestion will settle, and your muscles will respond. As these changes begin to take hold, something subtle but powerful starts to happen inside your body. Muscles that once felt unresponsive begin to wake up. Movements that required effort start to feel smoother. Balance improves not because you are forcing it, but because your muscles are finally receiving the raw materials they need to function properly again. This is the difference between feeding the body calories and feeding it information. These grains do more than nourish. They communicate. One of the most overlooked aspects of muscle health after 60 is signaling. Muscle does not disappear simply because time passes. It fades because the signals that tell muscle to grow become weaker and harder to trigger. Aging muscle becomes resistant, not incapable. When the right amino acid patterns arrive in the bloodstream at the right time, even older muscle fibers respond. This is exactly what researchers observed in the study that sparked this entire discussion. Seniors who consumed these grains showed improved muscle responsiveness, even without changing their exercise routine. This is especially important for anyone who feels discouraged by traditional advice. Many seniors are told that if they cannot lift heavy weights or follow intense workout programs, muscle growth is no longer possible. That message is not only wrong, it is harmful. Nutrition sets the foundation. When the foundation is restored, even gentle movement becomes effective again. Walking, light resistance, gardening, stretching, all begin to produce results because the muscle tissue is finally able to repair itself. Another critical benefit of these grains is how they protect muscle once it is rebuilt. Muscle loss accelerates in the presence of chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. These grains deliver antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds alongside protein, something no isolated supplement can replicate. This combination slows muscle breakdown while supporting recovery at the same time. It is one of the reasons researchers saw improvements not just in muscle size, but also in endurance, grip strength, and daily functional ability. There is also an important psychological shift that happens when seniors move away from powders and pills and back toward real food. Meals become satisfying again. Digestion becomes more comfortable. Energy stabilizes instead of spiking and crashing. This consistency matters because muscle health is not built in a single meal. It is built day after day through signals that reinforce strength rather than loss. If you are wondering how to apply this without overhauling your entire diet, the answer is simple. Replace, don't add. Instead of refined rice, white bread, or sugary breakfast foods, choose one of these grains. Use them consistently, not occasionally. Muscle responds to repetition. Even one serving per day can begin shifting the balance away from loss and toward rebuilding. And remember, muscle is not just about appearance. It is about independence. It is about being able to stand up without effort, climb stairs with confidence, carry groceries, and protect yourself from falls. Strong muscles stabilize joints, protect bones, and support metabolic health. They are one of the strongest predictors of longevity and quality of life. What excites researchers the most is not that these grains work, but that they work where so many other approaches fail. They are affordable, they are accessible, and they respect the realities of aging physiology instead of fighting against it. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Muscle after 60 is not lost. It is waiting for the right signals, the right structure, and the right kind of nourishment. These grains provide all three. There is one more layer to this story that deserves careful attention because it explains why some seniors try healthy diets and still feel stuck. Timing and pairing matter just as much as food choice. Aging muscles are not only selective, they are impatient. if protein arrives without the right supporting signals, much of its potential is wasted. This is where these grains quietly excel. Unlike isolated protein sources that spike amino acids quickly and disappear just as fast, whole grains release nutrients in a steady, sustained pattern. This slow release keeps amino acids circulating long enough for aging muscle cells to actually recognize and use them. It also prevents insulin spikes that shut down fat burning and leave you tired an hour later. What researchers observed was not just better muscle repair, but more consistent energy across the entire day. This explains why many seniors report something unexpected after switching to these grains. They don't just feel stronger, they feel steadier, less shaky, more confident in their movements. That steadiness comes from improved neuromuscular communication, the connection between your brain and your muscles. Several of these grains support this connection through minerals like magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus, which are critical for nerve signaling and muscle contraction. Another overlooked factor is kidney strain. Many older adults are understandably cautious about high-protein diets because of concerns about kidney health. Whole grains solve this problem elegantly. They deliver protein in a form buffered by fiber, antioxidants, and water-binding compounds that reduce metabolic stress. This is fundamentally different from concentrated protein powders that flood the system with isolated amino acids all at once. In the research, markers of kidney stress remained stable, even as muscle markers improved. This is why the researchers emphasized food context rather than protein quantity alone. It is not about chasing numbers. It is about creating an internal environment where muscle can safely and reliably rebuild. These grains do exactly that. You may also notice improvements in digestion within the first week. The prebiotic fibers in these grains feed beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn improve mineral absorption and reduce inflammation. A healthier gut means more of what you eat actually reaches your muscles instead of being lost along the way. This gut-muscle connection is one of the fastest-growing areas of aging research, and these grains sit right at the center of it. If motivation has been a struggle, this is where it often returns. When energy improves and soreness decreases, movement stops feeling like punishment. Seniors in these studies were more likely to stay active, not because they were told to, but because their bodies felt capable again. Capability builds confidence, and confidence sustains habits. This is also why consistency beats intensity. You do not need large portions. You do not need every grain every day. Choose one or two that fit your culture, your taste, and your routine. Prepare them simply. Eat them regularly. Let your body do the rest. Muscle recovery after 60 is not dramatic. It is gradual, quiet, and deeply rewarding. Strength returns in small victories. Standing up with ease, carrying weight without strain, walking longer without fatigue. These are the changes that matter most, and they are exactly the changes these grains support. In the next video, we will explore how to time these foods throughout the day to maximize muscle protein synthesis, even if you only eat 2 meals. Until then, take a look at your pantry. Small changes there can reshape your strength for years to come. Subscribe for more science-backed guidance on staying strong as you age. Thank you for watching.